Hey everyone, it's Mark David Heiser from Daddy Did You Win? And as a husband, a father of three kids, it could sometimes get difficult to figure out the best time to run. Luckily, we have kind of a system here. Both myself and my wife, she's a runner as well, and also dealing with the schedule of our three kids. We've found a way to make our training work, and I want to talk a little bit today about what that looks like for us, and maybe as you as a parent or just as a runner in general, maybe some of these tips, maybe some of these suggestions will help you find the best time for you to run as well. So I was saying today I'm going to be talking about finding the best time for you to run, how to fit this into a busy schedule. Obviously, like I said, you got family, you also got your work commitments, and just any other social commitments that you may have. So the one thing I find it most just find it easiest when scheduling your runs is pick a time of the day that works best for you, when you feel the most ready to run, what fits in your schedule the most, and try to stick with that as best as you can. So for me, running in the morning is the best time. I used to actually be somebody who woke up and ran somewhere around 4 to 4:30 every morning. Now, since COVID hit, that actually has made it so that I work from home. I do not go into an office right now anymore, and I don't think I'm going to go back to an office. I think my job is pretty secure to where I'm going to work from home from now on. And so that actually improves the time that I can run. So here's kind of how my mornings go for myself. I wake up between 5:15 and 5:30. That's when my wife has to get up and start getting ready for her day. She's a high school math teacher, and that's what she does. So I wake up at the same time as she does. We actually wake up our son then at about 5:30. With three kids, he's the only boy. Get him going before the girls take over the bathroom. Girls wake up at 5:45. They're getting ready. You may be thinking that's early. Our kids get on the bus at 6:45. So we have to get them up and get them moving, get them breakfast and everything else. Like I said, they get on the bus at 6:45. I am typically out the door right after they get on the bus. Sometimes it's a little bit before, depending on how long of a run I have. But I'm usually starting off my run between 6:45 and 7 o'clock. That's when I run in the mornings. So right now, that's great because the sun is now coming up. It's not as dark, but obviously in the winter times, I'm still primarily running in the dark. And I don't mind that. If push comes to shove, my work does require some travel. Sometimes I have to go down to like Indianapolis, stuff like that. Once again, because of COVID, haven't been doing that much lately. But it does get bumped back to like a lunch, so running over my lunch hour. But I usually try to avoid that now, just because I have time in the morning before or after the kids get on the bus. And also, I like to kind of relax over my lunch hour and just sometimes I even just take a nap. So that's what I found has worked best for me. For my wife, on the other hand, it's a little different. She's right now just training for a half marathon. This fall, she's going to be running a marathon. That's the plan right now, depending on obviously how COVID goes. So she typically runs after school when she gets home. So those runs typically happen on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then she'll pick one up on Saturday. Sometimes she'll run in the morning on Saturdays. Sometimes also, though, especially during the springtime now, she'll wait till maybe it's a little bit warmer in the day, depending on what the weather's like that day. She'll adjust her run schedule based off of that. But primarily, she's running right after school. And that works because, like I said, she leaves at 6 a.m., just not really wanting to get up that early. I don't blame her. To go out and run in the dark and all that goes with running early. She doesn't really want to deal with it. So we've made it work that she comes home and she just goes out and runs. Obviously, our kids, to give you an idea, they are 8, 13, and 14. So we don't have to worry about them being home alone or anything like that. We could both go out and run if we really wanted to at the same time, and we wouldn't have to worry about our kids. They know how to get in contact with us if there's an emergency or anything. So we're past the stage of life where one of us needs to be home at all times. But that's what works best for her. She's had some great results from that. She's probably put in the best training right now that she's done in a long time. And that, I think that's because our work schedules now work around that, and our kids' ages really help us out with that. And lastly, actually, our kids run. Our two daughters, they have ran cross country the last 2 years. Track season for the oldest was canceled last year, so she was unable to do that. But both of them plan on running track here this spring. And so they're both girls are runners, and so we also have to sometimes work out times for them to go out and run as well. And honestly, right now, we're not running with them too much. They're both involved also in their middle school swim teams. So we try not to, we don't really want to push them in any way towards injury, especially with our oldest. She has knee pains right now. And so we're working through that right now. And so we don't want to put too much strain on the knees. And so we primarily just run with them lightly on the weekends. Usually we'll go out on a Saturday morning. They come with us to the park and they run with us there. Other than that, though, they're not running too much right now. And with middle school track coming up, starting at the end of the month here, they will just run whatever workouts the coach gives them. I'm not going to push anymore unless the coach says, hey, go out and do a Saturday run. If the coach doesn't say that, I'm not probably going to be pushing them out to run. But that's just how we handle things. They are young, and so they don't need to be pushed right now. When my oldest is going to be in high school next year, we'll follow what the high school cross country coach says. This is the same cross country coach that I had in high school, and I trust what he's doing. I am not going to go above and beyond with her with what he has told them to do. Summarize all this. Consistency, I think, for us has been really important. Consistent on the time that we run, following our training plans that we have. And that consistency just goes back to making sure you have a time in a day that works best for you. Like I said, some of us wake up better, have a better day when you get the run out of the way. Some of us feel better running in the afternoon. Sometimes there's stress in your jobs and everything else. And so maybe running later on in the day or running over lunch is the best time for you. It relieves some stress and it gets some of that energy out. So really, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what time is best. You've got to determine that for yourself. But this is what has worked for us. Obviously, like I said, me and my wife, we run 2 different times a day. And we find that works out well for both of us. 1 as a family and 2 individually. It has really worked out well for us. So leave your comment below. When do you run? Why do you like that time in the day? And what other things maybe work out best for you to make sure that you stay on a schedule? I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate how much this channel has actually grown over the last few months. I'm going to continue to try to be consistent with having a new marathon goal. You will now still see the training recap for each week. And I'm going to try to have one of these other videos as well throughout the week. So keep your eyes out for those. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell so you get notifications from when my next video comes out. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this helps you out some or gives you some idea of how to best schedule your runs. But like I said, it's all based on what works best for you, your schedule, and your family, and whatever your living situation is now. So until next time, be safe. Have a great run.